everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I am so glad that a lot of you enjoyed this story about Princess Charlotte's wedding dress that I shared with you in yesterday's video. I think it's a stunning wedding gown, a wonderful piece of history. And y'all know I am a sucker for royal history. So any opportunity that I have to stick in a story, I'm definitely going to do it. But I'm really glad you guys enjoyed this story and hearing a little bit of royal history. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy royalty to get through today. So you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So we have some happy royal baby news. Grace Kelly's grandson, Louis Ducruet, and his wife, Marie, welcomed a brand new royal baby on April 7th. Their daughter, Victoire Ducruet, was born. They shared an adorable photo of Marie holding the little nugget on Instagram. And I have to say, they are a beautiful couple, and I'm sure that little girl is going to be stunning. But congratulations to the happy couple. Now, Louis is the son of Princess Stephanie, the second daughter of Grace Kelly. They have been together since 2011 and they were married in 2018. So I'm very excited and happy for them, their new family of 3. So Prince Harry once again has infringed upon the rights of his family and is throwing his brother Prince William under the bus. He is now accusing William of quietly settling a phone hacking case with the publisher of the News of the World for a, quote, very large sum of money in court papers submitted by Prince Harry as part of his ongoing court case against the company. Now, Harry himself is literally embroiled in 5 current lawsuits. You know, the Sue Happy Sussex himself, the ambulance-chasing royal. This man has not met a lawsuit that he doesn't love. He's now trying to throw his brother and the Queen and his father under the bus because he's such a classy, nice guy. He's such a wanker. So now he's alleging his brother received a payout as part of a, quote, secret agreement. He's mad because he didn't get a part of the money. This is a money grab. It's show me the money. We want the money, honey. Because everything about Harry and Meghan, it's about green. It's about moolah. Okay, it's not about trying to do justice, trying to do what's right, the moral high ground. I'm the little guy fighting against the evil, bad arch nemesis of the UK media. It's about money. He's literally suing for $200,000, which quite frankly is really small. Considering the fact what this man must be paying his lawyers for the amount of lawsuits that he is embroiled in and how negatively this impacts his image to the public. But apparently he doesn't care that he looks like a royal arse. Once again, on the Worldwide Privacy Tour, it's more like the Worldwide Lawsuit Tour of Harry and Meghan, because literally that is all they're known for. Trashing your family, cashing in, cha-ching, cha-ching, and then suing people. Literally, that is all they do. You know, they talk about moving forward from here on out. We're not going to talk about the family. No, 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 no. We're going to go out and do the Lord's work 1 hour at a time, 1 hour a week through R12 Foundation, because we're moving on. We don't live in the past, y'all. We're thinking about the future. Archwell is changing the world. Can anyone tell me one thing that R12 Foundation has actually accomplished by themselves from beginning to end? One thing that this charity has done that has made a huge impact and difference in the past 3 years. I bet you can't. I bet you can't, because they haven't done anything. Working 1 hour a week. Where the hell are you? What are you going to do in 1 hour a week? Seriously, he's ridiculous. They spend more time on lawsuits and writing books, trashing his family, and leaking stories to the press than they do anything else. But that's just my opinion. So now the Duke of Sussex is alleging Prince William received the payout as part of a secret agreement and accused the Queen, yes, even throwing Granny under the bus, of being involved in the deal. Wow, you're such a swell guy, Harry. Throwing little Granny under the bus. I swear this man, it's just, he has no loyalty, no class, nothing. He's saying he received the money behind the scenes in 2020 from the news group Newspapers, NGN, publisher of The Sun and the now defunct News of the World. Now, back in the early 2000s, William and Kate were victims of a huge phone hacking scandal. And I believe Harry was also hacked. Now, back in 2011, there was huge lawsuits that were going on. The paper went out of business. But you know, Harry, he's like a dog with a bone, sniffing out an opportunity. You mean I could have got money? Oh my God, I didn't get an apology? Well, I got to sue them again in 2023, y'all. This is an opportunity for me to get money. And he's mad because William supposedly got a payout out of court. Now, there's a rumor, it's not confirmed, that Prince William received around $1 million and that he donated it to charity. Again, that is not 100% confirmed, but that is a rumor that I have heard. Now, the interesting thing about this is that Harry, who is very paranoid and thinks that everyone is out to get him and Meghan, they're all plotting against them, they're leaking stories to the press. That's what you do, Harry. He's accusing them of brokering a deal and that they all pocketed the money and pretty much left him out. And he says that they wanted to settle out of court because they were afraid of what happened to Charles and Camilla, you know, the whole tampon gate, which was all over the headlines for pretty much most of the 90s and early 2000s, and that they wanted to keep the negative press on the royal family in check, and that they didn't want a royal to be in the witness stand. So therefore, they agreed with this backdoor deal with the newspaper that they would quietly settle out of court. Well, I'm sorry, that's 100% legal. A lot of people choose to settle out of court, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But according to the publisher, they're saying there was no deal in place. So according to Howie, the deal supposedly saw the royal family agree not to pursue NGN until after the conclusion of the newspaper group's litigation battle with other claimants over hacking, because they hacked apparently a lot of people. At which point the royals' claims would be quietly admitted or settled with an apology. So basically, Harry found out that there was this deal going on and he couldn't get an apology and he couldn't get money and he couldn't sue. And in 2018, he was mad that, you know, around the time of his wedding, that the same people who were supposedly involved in the hacking were going to be taking photos at his wedding. So he barred members of the press from participating in taking photographs at his wedding. Now, he says that the royal family struck the deal to, quote, avoid the situation in which royals would have to sit in the witness box and recount specific details of private voicemails. Now, we all know that Charles and Camilla have received horrible press, and back in 1989, the whole tampon gate situation was in the news, and literally 25 years later, it's still going on. Now, I can understand why the royals don't want their dirty laundry aired out to the public. Again, Harry is very paranoid. He thinks everyone is out to get him. They're all selling stories. Even his ex-girlfriend was like, Harry, there's nobody there. He was so paranoid, he thought paparazzi were going to pop out of bushes at any moment. He was paranoid and delusional. I wonder why, Harry. Huh? Was it the substances that you were using that made you paranoid? I don't know. But again, he accuses the royal family of sabotaging him, sacrificing him on a platter so they can build up Camilla. Now look, settling out of court is perfectly legal. Many people choose to do that, and it is William's right to do so. Now look, I don't have any grievance against Charles and the Queen for not wanting negative press about the royals in the news. The royal family is constantly slammed, so they're not going to willingly give them more ammunition to use against them, obviously. And yes, I can understand that Charles and Camilla, who have been through the ringer, don't want to continue to be through the ringer, and that William and Catherine don't want their personal and private information on a witness stand. I get it. The Queen wants to shut it down. This is the same thing about Harry, who says that the royal family is feeding negative stories about Meghan to the press. Again, the royal family is never going to personally hand over negative stories about anybody in the royal family because it makes them all look bad. Again, why would you do that? It makes no sense. You know, he accused them of leaking the bullion story. Remember that when that came out in 2021 about Meghan bullying her staff? Now, what people don't realize is that the palace has never released the bullion report. They're keeping it private. Why? If the royal family really wanted to annihilate Harry and Meghan, they could have done so. They could have said, here you go, she's a witch. Here's the proof, y'all. Read it for yourself. They didn't. They have literally kept it behind palace doors. Even the staff are like, please release the report. Please get rid of our NDAs. But no, the palace is not doing that because regardless of what Harry and Meghan say, the palace is not going to trash their own family. Okay? It is kept behind palace doors. Now, when Jason Knopf was called to testify, William gave him permission. But what a lot of people are not realizing is that Jason Knopf, by not testifying, would be withholding legal evidence in a lawsuit, which is against the law. Now, for the first lawsuit, Jason Knopf did not provide that information. They kept it quiet. But during the appeal, Jason Knopf went to William and was like, William, I have all this evidence. I really need to, they're asking me for evidence. The lawyers were asking for evidence and he had to give it up because if he didn't, they would be in more trouble for hiding evidence. And I believe at that point, William was like, go ahead. I don't care at this point. Go ahead. Do what you got to do, Jason, because legally we have to cooperate with the law. And if it means that Harry and Meghan are going to be caught out, well, they're going to be caught out. I don't believe they did it to harm them, but I think legally the palace, if it would have been found out that they were hiding that information, it would have been really bad for the palace. So Jason Knopf testified and gave damaging information against Meghan Markle on her Dear Daddy letter, which she knew full well was going to be for public consumption. And she sued the newspaper. Mr. Markle handed his letter to the papers. He had a right to do that. Meghan only won on a technicality by the literal amount of words that were published because Harry and Meghan, they love a technicality. They love a loophole. I mean, that's how they do their business and their taxes are through loopholes. Archwell Foundation is literally a tax loophole. That $9 million in his account, I believe that was from his book Spare, and they're just putting it in there to avoid paying taxes. In my opinion, the whole thing is a charade. It's a tax fraud. It's a haven, okay? These people thrive on loopholes and getting away with things and technicalities. We know that Jason Knopf, when he testified, he had to do so because it was the right thing to do. But again, William sold us out. No, they had to do the right thing. Again, they've never released the bullion allegations. But Harry is now revealing other private stuff about his brother. And the letter that Charles wrote Meghan has been leaked to the Telegraph. Oh, I wonder how. Again, Harry and Meghan are two hypocrites. They talk about stories being planted in the press and that they're victims and that their family sold them out. Is the family writing a tell-all book about Harry and Meghan? Is the family conducting television interviews? Are they sitting down for magazine interviews talking about Harry and Meghan? No. But again, Harry and Meghan, the permanent victims of the royal family. In my opinion, the only reason why Harry brought it up was because it has run its statute of limitations. This lawsuit is probably going to be thrown out, and he's mad because he missed out on the money. It's all about money for these two, okay? Everything is about moolah, because in my opinion, I think they're running out. This is a money grab opportunity for the Sussexes. This is their strategy. Sell at your pa, sell at your grandma. It don't matter. As long as you get the money in the end, it's all good. They have no morals. Look how they treat their family on both sides. What he did to his grandmother, his grandfather, his father, his brother, his sister-in-law, his nieces, his nephews, Thomas Markle, Samantha Markle. Look how they trash and treat their family. They have no moral character. They're involved in 5 lawsuits. They sell their family out to the highest bidder, but they turn around and accuse the royal family of doing exactly what they're doing. Apparently, it's only okay when they do it, right? The Duke and Duchess of hypocrisy. So in my opinion, this whole thing is just ludicrous. They're dragging his father through the mud. Again, what, a week out from his coronation? Another story comes out trying to make William look bad. And here's the funny thing is I read on social media, people are like, William should be in jail. Oh my God, they're such criminals, brokering deals with the press. It's called settling out of court. It's actually legal. Some of y'all need to pick up a book and read it. The amount of stupidity and delusion with these sugars is so ridiculous. Maybe educate yourself on legal proceedings. There's no proof, once again. It's just an allegation. He never has any real royal receipts. So they settled in 2020. Sometimes lawsuits take years to settle. My stepmother, rest in peace, Nancy, fell in a Walmart parking lot and she hurt herself. The bar of the shopping cart went through her lower lip, through her teeth. She lost all her teeth. She was in the parking lot of a Walmart. She sued Walmart. Do you know how long it took for her to get her payout? 10 years. 10 years. They never went to court, but it took her 10 years to finally get a payout from Walmart. Because corporations like Walmart have a lot of money, a lot of lawyers, and they will wait that out. So the fact that the Associated Newspapers, it came to light in 2011, and the fact that it was settled in 2020, that's normal. That is a normal legal proceeding. These huge lawsuits, they had a ton of people on this lawsuit. This was a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Okay? Not to mention they have a $700 million lawsuit with Fox that they're trying to settle right now. So of course in 2020, they're like, okay, let's close this out. But it's not uncommon for huge lawsuits to take a decade to settle. But again, Harry's mad because he didn't get the money. That's what this whole thing is about. And they want a public apology, but a lot of the stuff that happened before Meghan. And he's accusing his grandmother of brokering a deal. This man is shameful, okay? He's shameful. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me know your comments down below. Now, I am working on the 5th episode of Corinna and the king. So you guys go over and binge watch the series if you have not. It's getting juicy. So let me know if you plan to watch it. I hope you do, because that story is off the chains. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys.